So as, you think of these great, sort of, epic American filmmakers, and for me, he's the greatest American filmmaker because he's such an innovator of the, human heart. And for him and Pynchon, sort of like is this like counterculture, like, poetic voice of, Americana myth. And for what Paul explores in his films, I just thought it was one of the best pairings I'd ever heard of. So I was just sort of, chomping at the bit to be involved. I play Hope Harlingen, and she basically kind of starts the film off because her husband has gone missing, Coy, who's this sax player. And I call up, Dr. Sportello to help me, find where my missing or maybe dead husband is. And I think that's when any, recently, or any widowed woman would want to sort of bring in a private detective at that point to sort of see, where her husband is, to get some closure, which he does offer, actually, in a sort of really, really beautiful roundabout way. I've always been so fascinated about that, the counterculture that was sort of uprising out of that sort of mythical time of the 60s, which we all hear so much about. And I think that this film explores a time that no one really talks about, when people were trying to be a little bit more interested in, the truth, but there was still this sort of strange, gloss on things. There's a lot of intellect there, and so I feel like for me what was the most fascinating about watching Joaquin take on this role is that he's so smart, and he's so, he's just got this like massive, gentle heart, but this massive intellect, and sort of to see him dive into this role of Doc Sportello, which is all haze and mist and paranoia and missed connections and slammed doors and clumsy footsteps. It was kind of thrilling to watch, because you can kind of see him, making all these right and left-hand turns in the middle of nowhere. And as an actor, to be in a scene with him, it was just so nice to just dig in, and just go wherever he went.